Thank you very much. It was wonderful. I feel so proud to hear these little scholars to speak our um, tradition in such a beautiful way. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for your contribution. Now we will move on to our next segment of today's occasion. Uh, I would like to invite Kuldeep ji, who is a part of our new editorial team. Kuldeep ji's contribution towards the release of our digital edition of Matrika has been really appreciating. He has given his biggest contribution for the release of Matrika. And earlier we had this handwritten version of Matrika, but now I'm happy to share that we have the digital edition ready. And Kuldeep ji, I invite you to come on stage and explain more about it. Thank you. Please welcome and give a big hand to Kuldeep ji.
Namaskar to everybody, to all the participants and the viewers. Actually, I have to talk a little bit about core Sharada team itself. It was made with the objective of propagating and popularizing Sharada Lipi itself. It has done several issues with developing the language itself, then popularizing it and coding it, etc. Having the Matrika in a digital format is one of the initiatives that I'm sure will go a long way in fulfilling the objectives of Coach Sharada. Veronica ji, can you share my presentation or I'll share the presentation?
I'll share.
Okay. Actually, I'll take you through a few steps which facilitated actually launch of Matrika digitally. Please go to the next slide. See, basic idea of teaching was mooted by Vikasji Vashisht, Rakeshji and Ushaji Munshi in 2014 and 15. Matrika, the first edition, was launched by Kirti Kanji Sharma, whose picture is seen in the slide, in 2019. And after that, the registration of Coach Sharada team took place formally in December 20. A need was felt for popularizing Sharada to have a primer and print it. It was done in 2019. And another need for digitization of font came again in 2019. And the concept itself was sort of put together in October 2019. And coding by Vinod Ranjanji and the digital drawing by Shanti was done over a period of 18 months, and which was finally ready in March 2021. It was a humongous task of actually making the script and putting into form of a code so that we can write on the computer. And accordingly, a web-based application by the name Satisar was launched in April, and Android-based Satisar was launched in December 21. Can you move the slide, Matt? Now, how Matrika birth took place? Actually, for the promotion and preservation and propagation of Sharada Lipi, it was felt necessary that we should have a magazine which could be circulated all over globally. First of all, an editorial team which was formed in January 2019 consisted of Rakeshji, Sunilji, Ushaji, Poojaji, Sanjeevji, Parulji, Veronikaji, and Ashok Banerjee. They published it on a quarterly basis with effect from March 19. And as you can see, some of the I have put a screenshot of this Matrika, which was launched in March. Now, since it was essentially written by hand, and then it was sort of put in a format, and it was printed. Approximately about 100 copies were printed every quarter, and they were also shared on social media. But when there was a feedback that visibility and legibility was an issue because it was essentially written in hand, and reach and accessibility became another issue because we because it was in a printed form, and another issues were there which are handwriting issues. Matrika in digital format was discussed in October 21, and editorial team was formed in December 21 last year. Why I've given you this whole background is that creation of this code, which was made by Sunilji and Vinodji together, facilitated the publication of Matrika in a digital format. This is the team of editorial, our editorial team, which took this initiative in December. On 15 December, this was formed, and I'm happy that we could do this launch on today's occasion in a very short time. And I am honored and sort of privileged to tell you that this standardization of Sharada alphabets was finally finalized in form of a font, and since the code was available, we could facilitate the launch of this digital Matrika now on this occasion today. And for the purpose of everybody, this magazine shall be free and circulated to everybody, free of cost, and I'm sure it will stay that way. We'll never make it on payment basis. It shall stay that way. With this, I'm honored and privileged to on behalf of Port Sharada team launch it officially today. This is the first issue which has become digitally. Can you please show us the first copy of this, Veronikaji?
Yes, give me a minute, I'll show it.
Yeah. Are you able to open, Veronika?
Yes, I'm sharing it now.
Okay. This is the first copy of the digital form of Matrika issue. And I'm glad that in a very short time, the editorial team put together some content which could be, converted into, this into a form of a issue of Matrika in a very short time. And in future, can you proceed? Can you show all the pages, Veronica, one by one?
Yes, I will.
You can get pushed through because it is, I don't want to get in the detail of this. I'm just showing that certain elements have been put there together. Why we are showing you all this is that we essentially want to cover 3-4 things in this in the future issues, and that's why we are showing you a little glimpse of this. You can now take it off, Veronica ji. Is that we will be publishing about Kashmiri culture, essentially related, which has some bearing on the Sharda and Kashmir culture, number one. Number two, we will focus on, we'll try to convert every single article which is given in Devanagari into Sharda also. This has been facilitated because of the Satisar font that we have now available, And we are also introducing one section where we will be able, since this Satisar is now compliant, to print Kashmiri in Sharda also, not only Devanagari, but it can also now print Kashmiri. So what we intend to do is that we solicit articles and poems, stories, whatever, anything anybody wishes to do that, can do that and send it to us. Can you put on the this earlier presentation again, Veronica ji? At the last.
Yes, sure.
So idea is that we popularize Sharda, at the same time make people understand how Sharda is written. We will also give you, in every issue, we'll give you a glimpse of how Sharda is written, the translation of alphabet, etc. That also will give you. We will also, since we'll be writing both in Devanagari as well as in Sharda, it will also help people who know very little Sharda to get a little idea of that. And we'll be also publishing the alphabet every issue. And we solicit your feedback and your suggestions or your inputs for printing in Sharda, this Matrika, on this email address, which is matrika.cst@gmail.com, and help us make this magazine truly global and make it popular, and so that every individual can contribute to the development of Sharda Lipi, which is our together an objective. At the same time, those of you who wish to sort of learn at your own places, we have online courses, and also we have made some primers, which are just copies of shown here as an example. We have 2 primers which help small children or the beginners to sort of study Sharda. We will be glad to, you can mail it to us, and we will be glad to send you these books. The Matrika will always remain free of charge. That we have been able to gather some of the email addresses. Those of you want to get attached to us, who want to contribute to Matrika, and in any case, we would love to have your feedback, whether you are giving us any articles or not, at this address. So that will help us develop this Matrika as a truly global magazine for Sharda, and also by that way, sort of help, will be honored and help, will be obliged, so that we can actually, as a sport Sharda team, we can popularize Sharda to the extent possible. Namaskar.
Thank you so much, Kuldeepji. It is really wonderful to have this beautiful gift to our future generations and all the future generations and the people who love their culture and Sanatan Dharma. Thank you, Kuldeepji. Now we have uh, uh, I'll talk about, we have now scholars. I'm really honored to speak a few words about our core Sharda team members who have, whose contribution is really big in terms of translation of Sharda manuscripts. These scholars have been working since years on manuscript translations, and their experience and contribution to Sharda Lipi has been really wonderful. I would like to, and our first scholar whom we are going to invite is Dr. Ketu Ramachandra Sheikhan. I will speak few words about him and then I would invite him on stage to present. Just uh, Dr. Ketu Ramachandra Sheikhan is at present the program manager of Bharatiya Samskriti Trust and a non-profitable organization dedicated towards the dissemination of Indic knowledge systems and resurgence of the oldest living culture way of life, that is Sanatan Dharma. He has his doctorate in Indian epistemology and is a recent recipient of Prince of Wales Medal for Outstanding Performance in University of Madras. He was selected as a fellow from 100 young scholars across all over India for studies in neuroaesthetics and Indian rhetoric by Ministry of Culture, Government of India. He was a part of academic team of scholars across Europe on discussion of Natya texts and a member of Aix-en-Provence University, France academic panel. He has attended several national and international conferences. He has several research articles and books to his credit, which includes a detailed study of Abhinaya of Nandakishwar. His advice is also sought in the matters related to Prayoga aspect of Tantra Shastra by established centers of Shakti worship like Kalur and Kanchipura. He owes all his achievements to his guru Vidya Vikasapati Brahmashri Goda Venkateshwara Shastri. We welcome him on stage. Namaskaram.
Namaste. Am I allowed to share the screen?
Yes. Kindly start, please.
Is my screen visible?
Yes, now we can see your screen, sir.
Thank you. Namaste and thank you, Rakeshji and all the other organizing members of the Core Sharda team. It has been an honor to speak on this occasion of the release of the digital version of the Matrika magazine. I will actually restrict myself to just a few words on the activity that we had taken up as a part of the core team, that is the manuscript editions. So actually there are more active members in the group like Roberta ji and Usha ji and others. I think they would have been the right members or right people to speak about this topic. But anyway, as a representative of all those members, I just like to speak a few words on that.
Now you're in it. You're not viewing it. Now you're in it.
So we had taken up this edition of Vijnana Bhairav Tantra. Now, Vijnana Bhairav Tantra is a very important text when it comes to the Trika school of Kashmir Shaivism. and not only the theory, but very important from the practical aspects of the sadhana. The manuscripts of Vijnana Bhairava Tantra are available scattered throughout India. But the only thing is that we did not have any critical edition of the text published so far as we knew. So we were trying to explore possibility of coming up with a critical edition of Vijnana Bhairava. So right now we are, I think, in the 5th manuscript out of the 6 manuscripts that we had identified. Though Surendraji, who leads the team, has a list of 10 more 10 manuscripts totally. But I think we are right now in the 5th, and there are a lot of learnings that we have had during the course of this academic exercise. So I think nothing more needs to be spoken about Sharada as a thing. My connection with the Sharada script or this thing is not merely academic, but also as a practitioner of the Siddhanta Shaiva. Sharada happens to be one of our Pancharatneshwari mantra of the Durga, and she's a form or she's a manifestation of Durga Parmeshwari. Because there is a reference in the Vishnu Dharmottara Purana which says that Sharat Kale Purayasyam Navamyam Bodhita Suraihi Sharada Sa Samakhyata Pithe Lokecha Namata. That is, during the Sharat Kala, one who was invoked by the Devatas for the Vadha of Shumbha and Nishumba. So that Mahasaraswati happens to be appearing in the form of Sharada. So Sharada, the mantra of the Sharada Devi along with the Sharika Devi is a part of our Upasana Paddhati itself. So that was another important reason why we could have, or why I could have, a personal connect with the entire exercise of learning Sharada. And I really thank the learned members of the team who had taken a lot of patience to teach us how to do this or how to learn the script. So the problems that we have with respect to the Vijnana Bhairava edition is that during the critical edition, it is a method wherein we establish an original text. We really do not know which is an exemplar or which is the original text. We try to recreate the original text. But this original text, over the period of time, obviously few centuries, that it has got transformed during the transmission and also across the various regions. So we try to come up with a closest possible reading, which would have been the form in which the true script or the true work would have looked like. So generally in the critical edition, there are a few points that we keep in mind. That is, to decide which is an older version. The general tendency is, in the course of transmission of text, is to simplify that a difficult word or an expression. So in textual criticism, we therefore that lexico-difficult, that is the tough form or the difficult form, is considered to be more original than the simpler reading or the lexico-facilia. So, and also the grammatically irregular forms are more original than the regularized variants. I will try to show 1 or 2 examples that we had come across during the critical edition of the work for this. And also we find that in the words of Alex Anderson, the Kashmir version of Shaiva Tantras differ substantially from the Nepalese recensions, which were surviving in the much earlier palm leaf manuscripts. So there have been reworkings by the scribes. So this reworkings by the scribes had to be eliminated so that we could go closer to the original text. So this is this emendations and this the horizontal amplifications that we come across in the text has to be eliminated when we come or when we want to derive an original variant of any text. And in case of Malini Vijayottara, Sanderson observes that text like Malini Vijayottara Tantra, which is more prevalent within a shorter geographical area, there were a lot of such emendations. So when it comes to Vijnana Bhairava, whose manuscripts are found scattered almost throughout India, we will have a much difficult time or much difficulties in resolving this original form. So we are just trying to look at this form. See, in this Samam Shatrauja Mitreja. So the question was whether it is Mitre or Mitre. In this particular manuscript, we come across the form of Mitre. This is not a regular form how Mitre is written. So this manuscript would have been a copy of a much older version of the text. So this is one such instance. Another instance is having some peculiar Devanagari sounds in the Sharada, like the Jikhva Mulya sound. So some of the learned members were very brilliant enough to identify these sound, the script for these sounds in the editorial process. Like this is the Jikhva Mulya sound. Jikhva Mulya is basically the h sound that we have in the Sanskrit language while speaking. Then there were certain symbols which were used in the manuscripts, which had to be interpreted as symbols used to connect the main text with the gloss. Gloss or the it's like a tippani or a tika, which is there in the margins, or sometimes even written as a part of the text on the top of the text. So many of the manuscripts we have these tippanis. So this was another peculiar aspect that we noticed during our editorial process. And there were other, see the level of observation that the learned members of the team have is they were able to identify even this kind of erratic symbols that we came across in the course of study, ellipses and other things. And some very peculiar aspects also in the tippani also. Like in one place there was one word Shirah Kavata Madhya, whereas in the older commentary of Shivopadhyaya there is only Kapala, whereas here we have Shirah Kavata. So which is the right one? There is no right or wrong, but Kavata made more sense, and it was substantiated by another commentary of Ananda Bhatta. So all these were some interesting aspects that we came across during this editorial thing. So some of the general observations I am making that the placement of superscript, anuswara and a matra is occasionally haphazard in most of the manuscripts. The ligatures of dha and ru are indistinguishable in some manuscripts. The text is revised and corrected both Prapriya and Sekundaramanu. The corrections are noted both interlinearly and in the margins, and the insertion points are tagged with standard Kakapada. Kakapada is that Hamsapada sign that we have usually for insertion of any letter or a word. So these are some of the observations that we have. I think more Roberta ji will speak more about the other aspects of the critical edition. Before I close, I have just two requests to make in front of all the organizing members here. With all the learning experience that we gain through this process, I think we should come up with a diploma course in Sharada Manuscriptology, and we can associate with any university or an academic body and promote. There is one already existing in Sri Vishwakarma Skill University, but I think we will be better positioned to offer a much better course material and a better pedagogy with all the work that we are doing and the kind of scholars that are assisting us in this process. And the second request was, why not we take up an edition and study of Raja Tarangani as a series? Because Kashmir has been one place which has, apart from producing brilliant scholars and philosophers, has been one of the places which has recorded history very, very diligently. So when it comes to Raja Tarangani, many people know only two, one by Kalhana and other by the Jona Raja. But Raja Tarangani has been a series of work. Apart from Kalhana and Jona Raja, there is Srivara's Raja Tarangani, which covers up till 1477. Then there was one more version by Prajna Bhatta. Sorry, it's not 7, it is and Prajna Bhatta and Shuka. It covers up till the Akbar's conquest of Kashmir. Then there was another very historical work by name by Ishwar Kaul. It is called as Durbhikshata Rodasyata. So it describes the severe famine that affected the Kashmir region in 1878. So it's a historical document. And there was another sequel to the Pragya Bhatta's Rajatarangini by Pasdan. And he had serialized this Rajatarangini in a Hindi magazine by name Shri. And there is one more Rajatarangini version by Pandit Damodara. And the text we are not able to find in any of the manuscript libraries, but I think it might be in with many of the Kashmir scholars, and because of the exodus, we have really lost a lot of treasure, and which this might be, but the search is still on. But if we can come up with a proper study of the series of Rajatarangini as a part of Core Sharada team, I think it will be a wonderful contribution that we will be making towards the history of Kashmir per se from an academic point of view. I really thank the Core Sharada team for giving this opportunity. Namaste.
Thank you so much, Dr. Shekhar. I will introduce Dr. Roberta now. I will say a few words about her. Dr. Mrs. Roberta Piamo has completed the course of Shastri in Dharmagama in the year 2006 and Acharya in Agamatantra in year 2008, both from Banaras Hindu University, Varanasi. In 2015, she was awarded with Vidya Varedi, which is the PhD degree from Banaras Hindu University. She studied with late Pandit Hemendranath Chakravarti, disciple of Mahapadhyaya Gopinatha Kaviraja, from the year 2002 to the year 2005, on Sanskrit texts belonging to Sri Vidya and Kashmir Shaivism. Let's all welcome, give a big hand to Dr. Mrs. Roberta Pamio. Dr. Pamio. I think there is some technical glitch.
She hasn't come.
Okay. But as Dr. Shekhar gave us a little bit insight about Dr. Pamio, she has a lot of contribution in the translation of old manuscripts of Sharada, which is really we have big honor to speak about her. We would have been really honored to have her here on stage, but unfortunately she has not been able to join us. So we would like to thank her for her contribution with Core Sharda team in the translation of all the manuscripts she has done. Thank you so much for all your contribution, Dr. Roberta. Now we will I'll hand over the screen to Veronica ji. Veronica ji, please take over the stage.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much, Nirupama ji. So greetings on Gauri Tritya Sharada Diwas. So what we are coming to next is that we have been waiting for quite a long time, and now we are launching this poster today. This poster is designed by you all must be aware of Miss Savi Bhatt. She's the artist of DIY miniatures, and you must be all receiving the beautiful greetings, the lovely greetings that she makes on all those festivals and occasions, which has a very traditional and a very nice old Kashmiri touch to all the posters and artwork that she makes. and we requested her a week back and to come up with something that depicts this day, the Sharda Diwas. We have the Sharda Peeth in the background. There is a lady, a teacher teaching Sharda alphabets to the young ones. And what you can also notice in the poster is our primers that Kuldeep ji just mentioned in his presentation. One in the hand of the teacher and few on the ground, which you can see. These are our primers, a very beautiful piece of uh, art, digital art that she has created for Kol Sharda team. We're thankful to her for making this poster on a very short notice, which we wanted to release on this auspicious day of Gauri Tritya. So here it is. And this poster will soon be released as a painting very soon because we received it a few days back. So we didn't have enough time to, put it in a painting and release it as a painting, but it will be done very soon where we will release them as a painting, as a merchandise of Kod Sharda team. So thank you once again, Saviji. And coming to what Kod Sharda team has achieved in the last year, 2021. So this year has been very important in terms of the milestones, the achievements that the team has achieved in the last year. So to begin with, the Sharda Lipi classes that was continued throughout the year through the Zoom sessions, the live sessions on Zoom and other online platforms, and the WhatsApp classes that continued throughout the year. Along with that, we had the very first batch that was specially introduced for the kids aging from 3 to 12 years of age. And we had these students from Jai Gopal Goradia School, Bangalore. There were around 30 students, and they all completed the basic learning program of Sharda Lipi. And we're very, very proud to announce that this was the very first batch that was exclusively designed for the kids, for the small kids, 3 to 12 years of age. And in the same year, last year in October 2021, we did a course in collaboration with Indica Courses. CST and Indica Courses together launched a program, Learn Sharda Lipi. So that was the very first program with Indica Courses, which is still going on, and it will be concluded in a few weeks to come. And we had a special program kept, which was specially targeting the young kids. That happened in Bangalore, Pune, and Delhi last year during the same day, the Sharda Diwas. So what we had was we had this painting competition and Sharda writing competition, where very small kids, again aging 3 to 10, had participated, and they made some very beautiful paintings of Sharada Devi and wrote some beautiful text in Sharada Lipi, and they were awarded the certificates and the prizes later in the year of 2021. And the very important release that happened last year was the Satisar font, the release of Satisar font, the Sharda font, which happened on the 13th of April, which was actually the Hindu New Year as per the Hindu calendar. And this was released that day. This was a web-based application which was released on this particular day. And very recently, in the beginning of this year, we also released the Android application, which is now available on Play Store. So this was very important because for many years, since we have come together as a team, CST has come together, we have been always wanting to digitize the script, and this actually happened in the last year with the help of our developer Shri Vinod Rajanji and our own team member Sunil Manuri ji. They have really worked hard to develop this font, and now because of that, what Kuldeep ji just presented, we are able to have a digital copy of our Matrika, which used to be handwritten earlier. So all thanks to the team that and this particular launch was a very important one. that we achieved last year. Apart from that, we had also introduced some Kashmiri vowels, which they are already available in Devanagari Lipi, but what we understood was there were many versions of these Kashmiri vowels that are used to write Kashmiri. Basically, without those 5 or 6 vowels, it's not possible to write the language, Kashmiri language. They were available in Devanagari font, but there were many versions of it. Because of that, uh, you know, there was a need to standardize these vowels. And what we aimed was to have a standardized vowels, standardized symbols in Kashmiri in Sharda Lipi. Unlike what we have in Devanagari, we have 2 versions. So just wanted to standardize these symbols, and which we did along with the help of the members from the scholars and senior members from Sanjeevani Sharda Kendra Jammu. And we came to the conclusion and standardized these symbols. And also recently we had conducted a workshop where we basically taught how to use these symbols, how to write Kashmiri in Sharda Lipi, and how to use our Saptasar font, the symbols that are we have infused in our Saptasar font also, these Kashmiri symbols, and how to basically use them to write Kashmiri in Sharda Lipi. So this was another great work that the team has achieved. And very recently in November, the team, Core Sharda team member, presented this importance of Sharda Lipi for Saraswats at the World Saraswat Federation. It was organized by World Saraswat Federation in Mangalore, where Sri Rakesh Kaulji presented the importance of Sharda Lipi. And then later because of this, it provided a very good platform for Sharda, the awareness of Sharda Lipi, the promotion of Sharda Lipi. And later it happened in Pune a month back, where we again presented the same presentation on the importance of Sharda Lipi. And because of that, we have received a lot of response from people who want to learn more about Sharda Lipi, who want to join the courses, and who want to do some research on the manuscript. So after this program, it was we got a very good response from basically all over the globe. Then every year we always celebrate this Mata Laleshwari Jayanti, which happened last year as well on 14th of September, and where the team has basically been working on this Lalwak documents written in Sharda Lipi in Sanskrit language. And the document is almost done. And what we are planning this year, when we have celebrate Mata Laleshwari Jayanti again, we release the document as an e-document, hopefully this Jayanti, this year. And last year, what happened was we had the team that is working on this manuscripts transliteration. They had presented their experience, the work that they have been doing on the Laleshwari document. And these were some of the events that happened during the last year, some of the very important milestones that we achieved. And this one is from the yesterday's event, where ahead of Sharada Diwas celebrations, we had Sri Rakesh Kaulji from CST and Sri Ravinder Pandita from Save Sharda Committee. They both presented the projects related to Sharda Temple and Sharda Script, were presented to the CEO of Sringeri Mutt, Dr. Gauri Shankarji. It happened yesterday. So they're still there, and that's why, we have these images with us. So this was one more achievement that we just accomplished last night. And other than that, we would like to announce that we are doing another program with Indica Courses in collaboration with Indica Courses. The course that is going on will be concluded in next 2 weeks, and the next another session is beginning on 26th of March. The timings are given here. The details, the registration details would be sent soon on all our social media networks. and email IDs. We'll be circulating the information very soon. So this is another big course, I mean, another big thing coming up this year. And we wish that this year also we try to work towards the awareness, towards the promotion of Sharada Lipi. There are very few more new projects that we are working on, and we wish to launch some of them this year as well. And we hope that we continue doing this work with Ma Sharda's blessings and everyone's support, the team support, which is always needed to achieve the things that we have been as a team. So thank you very much. This was from Core Sharda team, the achievements. Now what we have next is we are going to recognize some of the members who have been working continuously with us in maybe in the field of teaching, in manuscript transliteration, or whatever help and support they have been giving us in terms of promoting Sharda Lipi. So we would every year we recognize some of the members from our team. So this year we have a whole lot of people who have helped us through many projects. So what we are planning to do is we will introduce those members, and we have some certificates here. So that will be presenting here and will be later giving to our esteemed members. So the first one is Shri A.K. Raghunathanji. Shri A.K. Raghunathanji, he has been a pillar of support for Core Sharda team for all these years. He has helped us and guided us through everything, basically, whether it is manuscript transliteration, teaching, or any guidance. He's always there, and he continues to be our great pillar of support. So the first one to start with, Shri A.K. Raghunathanji. Then the next one we have is Vidyaji. So they all have contributed in some or the other way. Vinuta Saligramji, she's also part of the manuscript team. So brilliant work. All these members have been, continuously supporting us. Ashok, RVG, I personally worked with him, and I would say that tremendous support. Always, he always used to, in the middle of the night also, if I would ask him that, I need some help with the transliteration, with the project, he would always be ready. Great support I've always received from his side. So here is one to him. Then another member that I have worked with, Avinash ji. Again, he has helped us with the transliteration of the Lalwak document that was written in Sanskrit language. Again, he has, provided a lot of support in since we all are not aware of, some team members are not aware of the Sanskrit language, very much. So people, scholars like them, they have always helped us through the transliteration, since we are not, very well versed with Sanskrit language. So he did a great job in translating from Sanskrit to English and Hindi. Then another one we have Anvika Kaul. Then Govardhanji. Then we have Indira Khilamji, again a part of the manuscript translation group. Always, excited and ready to work for Sharda Lipi. And this one, we just, we all just met him, Dr. Ketu Ramachandra Shekharji. Again, a great scholar, a great help, and, a very important team member. Then we have Khemlata Ganjuji. I've personally worked with her, and she's always ready and excited about the work. And she would usually, if for a few days we would stop the work, of the transliteration, we will stop the work for a few days, and she would personally message me, when are we starting the project again? When are we starting the work again? So always very enthusiastic. So this is Khemlata Ganjuji. This is Kamonda ji, a part of transliteration team. Jaya Shankar ji, a very positive attitude she has towards everything. I mean, at this age, she is one of the most senior members of our team, and she has worked with us through the transliteration of the manuscripts. She joined us 2 years back and still continues to work with us. So Jaya Shankar ji. Then the next one we have is Kusumwarikoji. Again, a great support from her always. She has been collaborating in various projects, helping us with various projects. Kuldeep Darji, whom you just met, who released our Matrika, digital copy of Matrika today. He has put in his special, really great efforts in launching this magazine today, what we just presented to you. This was our first digital copy, and he has really put in a lot of efforts in getting what we have accomplished. Then Pranoy Roy, again a member from the transliteration team, again a great support. Then Mrs. Dr. Roberta Pradoji, who we couldn't have her here live in the session today, but again she has also been a part of our team and helping us through various projects, manuscripts, and transliteration. Here goes to another one, the host of our today's event, Nirupama ji. She has helped us through teaching the online courses that we conduct through Zoom and other web portals. So she has been a great help in these online courses, and this one is for her. Then PVS Kumar, again from the transliteration team, one of the really scholars who he has helped us through various things. Then the next one we have is Sarayoji. Then this one, Sridhar Bhatt Alekji, he has been associated with the team for last 3 years now, and he works with the transliteration team. He's always there wherever we are stuck with the Sanskrit part of the manuscripts where we don't know much about Sanskrit, so he's always there to help us around with those things. And he's basically he has been guiding us through teaching also, in teaching basically the basic. There are two courses that we provide. One is the basic Sharda course, and the other one is the advanced one, where we teach about the manuscripts, basically the reading of manuscripts of Sharda written in Sanskrit language. So he basically conducts those classes, the advanced learning of Sharda Lipi, the manuscript reading, and he's leading that course. Then the next one is Saraswati ji. Sunita Kannan ji, Supriya Rajiv ji. She's also been working on that manuscripts. Particularly the that I mentioned about the Lalwak document. She has really did a extensive research on that document. Then Sneha Shriji, she is again a part of our teaching team, that the courses that we conduct online on Zoom and other web portals. So she has been a great support. She started very recently, but she has helped us tremendously in the teaching area. Then this one we have is Dr. Radha Raghunathanji. She joined us 2 years back through the course that we conducted with the Vyoma Labs, and she has been helping us with the manuscripts transliteration, and her expertise is really needed in the various projects that we do pertaining to manuscripts, the transliteration of the manuscripts, and her expertise is really what we always look for. Then Neelam Razdan Waliji, she's she has been associated with the team for many years now and has been contributing every now and then. Then Ujjwal Handuji. Then Surinder Kumar ji. Then another member from our team is Vinod Sharma ji. He has always helped us in the transliteration projects and still continues to do so. Then Surendra Tripathi ji, he's currently also working on some of the manuscripts projects that the Core Sharda team is doing. Then Pisa Lakshi ji, personally worked with her. She has also been a part of the manuscript transliteration team. So yes, so these were the members. We thank them all for providing the support that they have and for all the work that they have been doing as a team. Thank you once again for being there. Okay.
Thank you, Veronica ji. This was wonderful to see all the contributing members towards our Sharda Lipi. And last but not the least, I think the contribution from your side has been really wonderful. I would say I've learned Sharda from you. You are my first guru for Sharda. So uh, congratulations to you all of us actually, to you too.
Yes. So before we do the awards, we would like to talk about the book that we are going to release. This is the book written by Dr. Chamanlal Raina ji. The book is about the Shaktivad tradition of Kashmir, and we don't have the author Dr. Chamanlal Raina ji and the other scholars with us here in the meeting, but they have already sent us the videos of the book release. So we'll be playing them one after another, and let's hear from the scholars launching the book written by Dr. Chamanlal Raina ji. So the first one we have is Dr. Sudhir Sopori ji. He's a great scholar, and he was awarded Padma Shri for his scientific research. He has also served as a vice chancellor of JNU and is closely associated with the Ishwar Ashram Trust. So let us hear him out.
No voice.
I think the audio sound is really low, so I think we are not able to hear that. That's the reason.
Is the audio not proper?
No, we can't hear. Can anyone confirm if they can hear the audio?
No, we cannot hear.
Okay.
Raji, we cannot.
No, the audio is not there.
Nico, and play it through your computer, and we will hear what the computer says through your microphone.
The volume is full. Maybe the audio that was recorded. I'll just try to play it from another medium. Just 1 minute. Is this
Yeah, slightly audible, but you can increase the volume.
The original audio is got it on a very low volume, so I think that's fine. Nidhi ji, the audio has gone again.
the audio is very bleak in the video itself, so I have put it on maximum volume.
So the next one we have is Sri Chandji Bhatt.
Varuna, why don't you brief us what the gentleman said, so that everyone must have missed his words.
Yeah, so he's giving, he was basically telling us about the book that is written on the Shakti tradition of Kashmir, the Agamic tradition, and so he was giving the details of the book, which the book is written in Devanagari Lipi in Kashmiri language. Now we have another audio with us, Sri Chandji Bhatt. He's a social activist from Mumbai, and he has served as an editor of Milsar, the Kashmiri Samiti, Mumbai, and also a fiction writer, and also an inspiration for publishing this particular book, Shaktivad of Kashmir. So let's hear him out.
Ketu is not audible.
Is the audio still not playing?
No, he's not audible.
Okay, just 1 minute. Apologies for this technical issue. Just give me 1 minute.
Share audio. Share screen and then share audio. ऊपर ही आ ऊपर को ऊपर 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 और share more share audio share computer sound enter password ना SUMIT
हाँ, but
हाँ नहीं हाँ वही ये
We apologize for the technical glitch. We're just trying to fix it.
His ideas and experiences, vividly that present, an introduction dealing with its
It's fine now.
spiritual perspective.
Audio is fine now.
Namaskar.
is the audio
This
available
book,
now?
Koshur Shakti
yes
by
We can hear
Dr.
it.
Chamanlal Raina, is one of his prized possessions, written originally in nationally Kashmiri and later reproduced in Devanagari Lipi. Dr. Raina has put forth in a systematic manner his ideas and experiences, vividly that present, an introduction dealing with its spiritual perspective. It is, in fact, his devotion to the religious texts and research work over many years that have provided him a true consciousness about the presence of Parashakti in practical form and an attempt to present the secrets of the supreme powers of the Mother Divine for the benefit of our readers. The path of realization needs a spiritual journey. We have to adopt a path of piety and imbibe the qualities of Sattva Guna so that we commit no sins intentionally. Adoration of Mother Divine occupies a very prominent place in our lives. We have a long tradition of Shakti Puja in India. It is yogic in nature, theological in practice, and spiritual in content. The source of the Shakti worship is traced back to Vedas. As the customs related to Hindu deities on the basis of Sahasranamas, the mother has many names: Mata Ragna, Mata Jwala Devi, Bhala, Bhadrakali Devi, Sharada Devi, and Tripura Sundari. The agamas, the traditions of Kashmir, play an important role in understanding Shakti through these Devis. The book is dedicated to the great Trikacharyas who preserved the great legacy of Shastras of Kashmir known as Trika philosophy. Dr. Raina has vividly focused on the Shakti Tattva within yoga in the chaste Kashmiri language written in Devanagari. I wish that devotion towards the Mother Divine bless us all so that we strive to live in full earnest with positive faith. I hope the readers will find this material true, adorning the book in reverence for our loved deities. I was given the privilege by Dr. Raina for allowing me to get it printed. I am grateful and thankful to my young friend Shri Rajesh Shah and his friends, and of course to Urjanand Unnati Trust Mumbai for having helped me publish this book. I also thank the core team of Sharda who are instrumental in preserving and reviving the ancient language of Sharda, thereby helping our community to connect with our rich ancestry and heritage. May Sharda Ma bless us all. Thank you.
The previous video that we couldn't play because of the audio issues is fixed now. So we'll be playing Professor Sopori's video once again.
दो तीन दिन पहले मुझे डॉक्टर चमालाजी रैना जी की ये नई पुस्तक कौशल शक्तिवाद मिली, जिसे मैंने थोड़ा सा पढ़ा है। इससे पहले भी इन्होंने कई किताबें मुझे भेजी हैं, जिनमें कुछ किताबें मैंने शारिका भवन में पुस्तकालय में रखी हैं। चमालाजी स्वयं देवी के उपासक रहे हैं और हमारे शैव दर्शन में ये सिद्ध किया गया है कि शिव ने शक्ति का ही सहारा लेके आधार बनाया है इस सारी सृष्टि का। इस पुस्तक में उन्होंने ऐसी कई शक्तियों को, जैसे मानस शक्ति, चित शक्ति, अद्वैत शक्ति, मंत्र शक्ति का वर्णन किया है। इसमें देवी स्तुति के श्लोकों का भी वर्णन है, जैसे रागी सहस्त्रनाम, शारिका सहस्त्रनाम, ज्वाला सहस्त्रनाम आदि। और इन सब का वर्णन उन्हें पाठकों की सुविधा के लिए अब की बार कश्मीरी भाषा में किया है। चमाला जी ने कई किताबें हिंदी, अंग्रेज़ी, उर्दू और कश्मीरी में लिखी हैं और इन सब भाषाओं पे उनकी एक बहुत अच्छी पकड़ है। ये सब कार्य करने के लिए, जैसे उन्होंने खुद लिखा है, मुझे लगता है स्वामी लक्ष्मण जी की बहुत बड़ी उनके ऊपर आशीर्वाद है और उनसे उनको प्रेरणा मिलती रहती है। वो स्वयं स्वामी लक्ष्मण जी महाराज से मिले हैं और उनका आशीर्वाद उनके ऊपर हमेशा बना हुआ है। मेरी ईश्वर से प्रार्थना है कि उन्हें सदा स्वस्थ रखें और वो अपना जो आध्यात्मिक कार्य है उसको आगे भी करते रहें। अंत में मैं इस देवी श्लोक के साथ अपने दो शब्दों को विराम देता हूँ। स्वातंत्र शक्ति क्रम समस शिक्षा क्रमात्मता चेति उभूरभूति तदेव देवी तय मंत्रास्तम अनुतरम में प्रत्यत स्वरूप। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
The next one we have is Shri Upendra Ambadarji. He is a social worker and has done extensive research on the traditions of Kashmir.
जैसे कि हम सब जानते हैं कि कश्मीर शाक्त प्रधान मंडल है और हम शक्ति की उपासना करते हैं। भगवान जैसे कि हम सब जानते हैं कि कश्मीर शाक्त प्रधान मंडल है और हम शक्ति की उपासना करते हैं। भगवान शिव की शक्ति के अनेक रूपों को हम पूजते हैं और उत्सवों की लंबी श्रृंखला में हमें शक्ति की प्रधानता देखने को मिलती है। शाक्त मत में शक्ति सर्वशक्तिमान है। इसमें सरस्वती, शारदा, लक्ष्मी, पार्वती से लेकर भयावह काली के पूजने और आस्था रखने की एक लंबी परंपरा है अनादिकाल से ही। शाक्त अनुयायी देवी महात्म्य, देवी भागवत और शाक्त उपनिषदों में आस्था रखते हैं। विख्यात लेखक डॉक्टर चमनलाल रैना ने इसी उन्वान के तहत 208 पृष्ठों पर आधारित एक पुस्तक की रचना की है, देवनागरी कश्मीरी में कोशुर शक्तिवाद के नाम से। इस पुस्तक की रचना का आदेश और निर्देश विश्वविख्यात शिवाचार्य ईश्वर स्वरूप स्वामी लक्ष्मण जी महाराज द्वारा डॉक्टर चमनलाल रैना को तकरीबन 4 दहाइयों पहले हुआ था, उनके श्रीनगर आश्रम में ही। अब जाकर ये आदेश पुस्तक के रूप में हमारे सामने आ रहा है। इसका पेश लफ्ज विख्यात शिव दर्शन के विद्वान, चिंतन और लेखक श्री जॉर्ज बर्सनर ने लिखा है। पुस्तक विमोचन के इस अवसर पर लेखक डॉक्टर चमनलाल रैना को बहुत बहुत बधाई और शुभकामनाएं उपेंद्र अंबारदार द्वारा।
So the next one we have is Sri R.K. Joshi ji. He has served as a president of Sri Chakreshwari Sanstha.
जैसे
So here's the video from R.K. Joshi ji.
सर्वत्र नमस्कार। आज मर पावन दो वारकार तो पंडित चमनलाल जी रैना, डॉक्टर चमनलाल जी रैना यमो जन वारियाह के लिखमुत वनिस तान शक्तिवादस पे, सनातनस पे एज ए होल तिहुंद आज वारकार आज कशुर शक्तिवादुक तिम करान लूकन मज पेश किताबी पन मरा योतान मे पन अत नजर दिज पन नजर मज आ मे कि यह मरा यमो कलश बनोमुत यथ मज यमो सोरे कर्मज कोशिश सारे इन जन मातायन हंद स्वरूप शक्ति शक्तिवादस मज इन जन माता हंद स्वरूप यमो आवाहन कर अत अंदर कलशस मज कर्मित पेश। गोडनथी अत मरा यमो पेंटिंग्स कर्मच यमो पान अत अंदर बनामस मर तिमन जिठन याद दिवान यमो जन यह प्रिजर्व कोर्मुत कथ कठिस समयस मज तिथ पे पकनोक यह ब्रोट कुन। तो डॉक्टर साहबन पन मतलब सो प्रिजर्वेशन ब्रो कुन पकनो सो पन्न जिठन नश हेचित यह चीज तो यमो अत अंदर यह कोर्मुत मर थोमुत यम अत अंदर साकार कर यमो मर सारे अत अंदर इष्ट देवी कर्म जन कश्मीर मंडलस मज खास कर श्री शारिका श्री रागिया श्री ज्वाला जी या ज्येष्ठा प्रादुर्भाव या शारदा सहस्रनाम या दुर्गा सप्तशती यमन सारे चीजन पे लाइट त्रमुत पन अनुभव वोनमुत यमो महाराज अत अंदर यम जन सन भक्ति रस यमो जन लिखमुत कशरिस मज राजदान साहब ही, कृष्णजू राजदान ही या विष्णुदास ही, ललेश्वरी, रूपा भवानी माता, नीलकंठ शर्मा जी, अर्जुन देव मजबूर जी, वासुदेव जी, वनक जया सिबू जी, यहूं तह अत अंदर मर वर्णन कोर्मुत युहुंद अनुभव त कोर्मुत अथ अंदर तो मे राय मे पन्ने जायन वमेद कि अमे कलश मज यह कलश वात दुत यमो वन समाजस अथ कलश पूजा कर अथ कलशस वुचुन कि अथ अंदर क्या क्या भरित यह पुन अनुभव सती वो सारे वुचुन यह कर बह नमस्कार करान सारे सर्वत्र नमस्कार आज मर पावन दो वारकार
Next one we have is
ईश्वर
Sri
आत्मा तो बंधन
Rajendra Premi ji.
ईश्वर आत्मा तो
Uh,
बंधन छु मनुष्य जत
he's
मज
a social activist,
त्रेन
and we all know the eldest
त्रुपवन
son
मज
of Amar
आमुत
Shahid
वन
Sri Sarvanand
यमन
Kaul Premi ji.
इंसान छु
So here,
पनुन
let's hear him
आगुर
out on the
जानन
launch of
यछान
the book.
वन वुचो दाय आगुर क्या छु अत किताब मज छु चैतन्य आत्मन तो वद्यमो पैरव व्यसनावन आमुत यह स्व प्रक्रिया यमि सत इंसान बेन आरोहण करान यथ अंग्रेज पट एसेंट वनान तो कश्मीर शेव दर्शन आगमन शास्त्र कन असूलन पे अमिस स्व चेतना यवान यमि सत मनुष्य पन पान देवी हज उपासनाय सत प्रक्रिया करान करान तथ बंधनस पे वातान युस जन शक्ति बिंदु नाव सत पूरित रोजान यमिच अस ब्रोट कन अख मिसाल चक्रीश्वर स्थापना अमुक मूल मंत्र श्री चक्रेश्वर प्रिय बिंदु तर्पण पर श्री राजराजेश्वरी कश्र शाख तो चेतन मज जाय त्रिपुर सुंदरी हुंद सठा वर्णन आमुत कर मिसाले ये नव नोश गोडनिच लटि ईश्वर आत्मा तो बंधन ईश्वर आत्मा तो बंधन मनुष्य जत मज त्रेन त्रुपवन मज आमुत वन यमन सत इंसान पन आगुर जान यछान वन वुचो दाय आगुर क्या अत किताब मज चैतन्य आत्मन तो वद्यमो
Okay, the next one we have is Kalhan Rena. Kalhan Rena is the grandson of Dr. Chamalal Rena ji, business management graduate from Indiana University, and he's addressing from the USA. He's also doing a research on Kashmir Shaivism. So let's play his video.
Namaste. I am Kalan Raina, a graduate of Indiana University in Bloomington, Indiana, studying business management. I'm the grandson of Dr. Jamalal Raina. I would like to thank Pandit Janji Bhatt, the ex-editor of Mitzar Mumbai, for getting the book Kosher Shaktivad published by the Urjan Unnati Trust Mumbai. I, as a Kashmiri Pandit boy, though born and raised in the United States, am deep rooted in the religious and cultural ethos of our Trika heritage of Kashmiri Shaivism, through the writings of Abhinav Gupta, Vasu Gupta, Acharya Khemraj, and many others. My grandfather would communicate me about the Kashmiri Ishta Devis as our family Ishta Devi is Sri Ragini Bhagwati at Tulmula. The impact of that tradition still vibrates in our Pun Puja, offering Nasividya in the form of Kheer, Dehri, and Rod Satyadev to our Ishta Devi. So is with the Iha Rashtrapati Bhairava. As I understand that the Bhairava and Ishta Devi comes through family clan as well as the place of residence. Dr. Raina has written in chaste Kashmiri language with chiseled word and phraseology as he sent me the copy through attachment. My mother read it for me and my sister, and my mother explained it in Hindi and English, so we ourselves feel fortunate to know the implication of the Shaktivad in Kashmir. He's touched the philosophic aspect of the Shakti Tattva in 10 chapters. The last 10 chapters are related to the Ishta Devis as Sri Ragini Sharika Dwala Jeshta Sharada. He's given the synthesis of the Sahasranams in the Bhavani Sahasranam. In the last chapter, he quoted the saint poets who spoke of Shakti in their poems as Leela Bhagwan. I would like to thank Dr. G.S. Renaji for preserving the MSS, which was handed over to him in 1990 in Delhi after my grandparents and great-grandfather had to leave Kashmir because of the exodus. It was found by him during reshufflings of the books in 2021. Thus, the MSS got typed in Hindi font as a primary source of knowledge for the resources in Kashmiri Shaktivad. As is written by Mr. George Bersaler of the Lakshman Jew Academy of California in the introduction of the book, that Swami Lakshmi Jew was the inspiration for Dr. Raina to create this book in Kashmiri. He wrote the book, and I shall put in my best efforts to translate the book in English under the guidance of my parents and my grandfather, Dr. Raina himself. Thank you, everybody, and Om Shri Ragini Bhagwate Namo.
Next we have is the author himself, Dr. Chamanlal Raina ji. He's a scholar
Namaskar.
of Shaiva and Shakt scriptures from the traditional system of Kadi Vidya of Kashmir. He's done his honors in Urdu from Aligarh and masters in Hindi and English, and a PhD in comparative religious philosophy. So here is the author's note.
Pan Ishwar Swarup Swami Lakshman Ju Maharajan Tramut os. At Shabd Yagnis Mans Roz Tihinz Kripa Drishti Be Yazan Chwanan Divi Chetanai Hund Ak Sanchay Yimzan Pat Shabdan Manzaya Avarn Vuchus Tai Batnavan Kunoshat Shitakshitas Ili Swamiji Radharani Hastal Asamit Timosh Toriman Jagat Muni ji was that is superintendent that is things of function Rosan Asan. Chunki Butosu Tati Basan Butosus Gasan. Tor Swami Jun Darshan Karna Khatr Aithander Osme Lichmat Indrakshi Stotra Tamik Angrezi Kurmut the Shabdas Ikisosius and Divi on Nav Chatosikur Kurmut me Vyakya Angrezi Pachi Mikari Mani Samarpan Timau Dop Metate Dusuk Nazar Ashwadu to Katkitabi At Granthas to the book Athwar John Ishbara Ashram Tarun Akarmara
बह ईश्वर आश्रम गसान तम वक्त युथु जन बह तौर गोस प्रणाम करित अत वुच मे सारी माने खुद बड़ एज मज अवस्थाए मज सारी विद्वान बिहित सारी श्रोतागण बिहित तो बह ब्यूठस सारे जन पतिम लान पतिम जाय तथि पत कनित बिहित स्वामी जी वनान तम अम वक्त परात्म शिकाय पे विवरण करान आखिर युथु यह सपदेव तमो बुलोस बह तो गोस बह इशारों किन दोपुक योर आज बह कोर मे बे प्रणाम तिमन दोपुक ऐ कम मत लेखन कोशर शक्तिवाद अंग्रेजी पे वो शक्तिवाद इन कश्मीर मे वोन तिमन महरब बह क्या हेक लिखित मे यह ज्ञान न बह क्या हेक लिखित दोपन अगर न यह तेल कित पे ऐ लिखित क्या वनान इंद्रकी करित विवेचना दोप कह परवाह कर शुरू बनाव चैप्टराइजेशन तो आखिर बना मे चैप्टराइजेशन तो हा मे यमो कर तथ कुछ चैप्टर कत लगे कुछ चैप्टर कत लगे यमो दि तथ विस्तार तम पत मरा गई दलील तम पत लोग अत 2 वरी लेखान 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 अत शब्द यज्ञस मज पे मे वारियान पोथन हुंद पुस्तकन हुंद कश्मीर शैव दर्शन आगम शास्त्र साई मे पे तो मे हे तम पढ़ तम सू यूता थोड़ा बहुत मे समझ तो बह लेखान कशर जबान मज लेखान बह तिमन समर्पण करान यम अत दिवान नजर कृपा दृष्टि दया दृष्टि किन यह वनान कत क्या शोपन कत कुछ चैप्टरस मज कत कुछ पैराग्राफ लगे आखिर मारा गई यह किताब तैयार तो यह बने यह किताब दित मे तिम तिहज कृपा दृष्टि रोज यीज तमो कोर अत अंदर पान लिख तमो अंग्रेजी पे फॉरवर्ड ये अंदर जन तमो यह वर्णन कोर्मुत कि कह चैप्टर्स सम तमो यूज कोर्मुत थ्रू इंट्यूशन आमत लेखन तम पत चूंकि वक्त फुर आमुत तत मज चल यह मैनस्क्रिप्ट हेथास बह वापस दिल मज रोजन जाय क्या करो अत मे फ्रेंड रिश्तस मज तमिस नाव डॉक्टर GS रायना तो तमिस नश मे दोपस मान खोचु वो लॉकट मे दोपस ए गौरी शंकर यह अमानत यह रजन मे पता बह कोत लग क्या लग कोत लग क्या करो वन यह रोद पत यमन नश यह मैनस्क्रिप्ट यह श्री अरविंदो वनान अकिस जाए सह लेखान डिवाइन इंटरवेंशन यह डिवाइन इंटरवेंशन तिमन मकान तम दपान हमो नो अत अंदर गई रिशफलिंग तिमन किताबन विताबन अत द्रा मैनस्क्रिप्ट युथु वो मे दोपन तुहद मैनस्क्रिप्ट ये तो अत क्या कर यह पर चांस सपदे मे कत पंडित चांद जी भट्ट यम जन मिल सारिक एडिटर तिमन तम गई यह सरसरी तौर कत तमो तो यह सोच तो यूर तो बह करनाव सपदे यह मारा टाइप सपदे जमिस मज रिंकू कोलजन टाइप कर्म वो तो यह छपे अत अंदर यह किताब अत शब्द यज्ञस मज मोन योत अत तिमन सारे हज कृपा दृष्टि मे रोजम यम जन मान खुद जिठ वस तम वक्त बह एट द एज ऑफ 40-45 वर्का यम मान तिमन सर मे बह कथ शैवस मुतलिक तो बे इष्ट देवन मुतलिक यह कथ करान अम पत यह जन तिहिंद यह जन वनान ओरल ट्रेडिशन सो ओरल ट्रेडिशन यह जन मे समझ या तम पत जन मे किताबन पे आगम शास्त्र पढ़ या शैव शास्त्र थोड़ा बहुत यूत मे शोक तो तूत समझ कोशिश कर तो बह पत अत अंदर दपान अत अंदर गोस पूर टेस्ट लगुन अत कशर जबान हुंद पन किन कर मे सठा कोशिश अत गोस टेस्ट कशर युन बोलन तो यह सपदे पत किताब बम्मे मज गई प्रिंट तो सोरे यह जन अमुक खर्च तुल यह तत बम्मे वालवे तुलमुत मे अंडर सुपरविजन तो बह तिहद आभारी तो तो बेचु सारनी हुंद आभारी यमो जन ये अथ शब्द यज्ञस में मदद मिसाल के तौर पर शब्द यज्ञस में किताब बने ये किताब वन लोकन नश वातनावन तम पत अमुक विमोचन करुन अमि खतर बह सठा आभारी पद्मश्री सुधीर सोपोरी जुन यमन जद बड़ पन्नस अत मशगूलियतस मज समय कोड़ तो तम पत दुतुक अख मैसेज अख संदेश यह शुभान शायद वन तो पत सपदे किताब तह ब्रो कन अमे अलाव कि इंसान दोस्त या यम जन अमुक लॉय ख्वाहिश तमो दोप अस बोलहो अथ अंदर यमो यमो जब वीडियो सूझ चूंकि जूमस पे मे तगान बिहुन करुन हैंडल करुन बिकॉज ऑफ माई एज आई डू नॉट अंडरस्टैंड इट हाउ टू मैनिपुलेट ऑल दीज थिंग्स तम पत सपदे ये मे दोप मे कोर सजेस्ट राकेश कोल जीस कि हे कर तो कम कर ये अरेंज सोरे तो सारे खुद कोर अथ अंदर जॉर्ज बर्सेलर ओसमुत तिमन अमे मामले सारी पता तिमो अथ अंदर कर्म तिमो लिख इंट्रोडक्शन अमुक फॉरवर्ड लिखमुत चांदजी भट्ट साहबन तो बे बाकी अथ अंदर रेफरेंस त्रायम ये मे कह शब्द तो नो समझन कोशिश कर सह आमुत अथ अंदर यह त्राने खतर वारिया मानो बचो वोन कशर हेकान समझित यह बने कशर पे क्या यह किताब ये तो मगर अत गोस हिंदी आसन तो बे अंग्रेजी आसन अत अंदर ट्रांसलेशन कर वन मे हेकत न हिंदी पे ट्रांसलेशन करनस या अंग्रेजी पे ट्रांसक्रिएशन करनस तह वन मे हेकत कह बिकॉज आई एम वेरी ओल्ड नाउ तम पिन अगर जन कंस यथा सह कर अमुक अनुवाद तो यह पाने छपावो पाने यह जन बाकियों लोकन तमुक मदद वात कि स्वामी जी अत अंदर वारिया रेफरेंस अंग्रेजी पे जन ओरल टीचिंग्स ऑफ स्वामी जी तम अत अंदर त्राम बेसिकली बुनियादी तौर पे ईश्वर स्वरूप सुंद मे पे अनुग्रह बे सारनी पे रोज अनुग्रह यु जन अत किताबे पर ओम तथास्तु शुभम.
The last, but not the least, video we have is from George. George is a great scholar and a disciple of Ishwar Swarup Swami Lakshmanju Maharaj, and he's closely associated with Ishwar Ashram Trust. So here is the address from George.
Namaskar. I feel very honored today on this very auspicious day of Shukla Paksh Tritiya, the third lunar day in the month of Marg, which is Capricorn in the Western world, to talk about a very important publication which I witnessed the inception of back in the mid-80s when Swami Lakshmanju inspired the writer, the composer, doctor and the artist, we can say, Dr. Chamanlal Raina, to publish something on the Shakta system of Kashmir. And this book, of course, Kosher Shaktivad, or the knowledge of Shakti in Kashmir, was the outcome of that request directly from Swami Lakshmanju. And this is a unique publication because in it, Chamanlal has incorporated so many aspects of Kashmiri culture. He's listed the 5 or the main shrines in Kashmir, which is Sri Chakreshwari on Hari Parbat Hill, a very sacred place where Kashmiri Pandits have for centuries circumambulated every morning. It was a daily routine. And the shrine of Sri Rangani Devi in Kirbhavani, Jeshta Devi there in Srinagar itself, and also Jwala Devi Cruise Shrine. He's given some insight into these places, but what is so important about this book and in the light of Kashmir Shaivism, or Kashmir Shaktism, we can say, is he's made it understandable that when we go to these different places and we offer worship, that this is Bahiyaga, this is external puja, external worship. But we have to understand that this internal worship is going on all the time too. And that comes across very clearly in this particular publication, that for Kashmiri Pandits, the internal worship was always as important as the external worship. And this was a very big part of Swami Lakshmanju's teachings, the main part, in fact, that Shiva and Shakti exist in the hearts of all individuals, all living beings, from the tiniest insect right up to the state of Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, Sadashiva. And I don't want to take up too much time because, you know, this is there are other speakers and things to be discussed on this very auspicious day. But what I would like to do, I'll share with you one thing that Swamiji did. Back in 1970, Swamiji was really pleased he wanted this teaching to spread. So he, again, he gave inspiration to the scholars around him to publish a magazine called the Malini. And that was in 1970. And in the first edition, he added one verse with his dedication to this book. And I want to share that with you because it summarizes everything that Dr. Chamanlal has added into this book, this thing on kosher Shaktivad. So let me just share the screen here for a second. And this is the cover of the Malini magazine from back then. And you see it was Gupta Ganga, Nishat, Srinagar, Kashmir, June 1970. And in this first page, this is the mantra, Asmada Rupa Samavishta, Swatmanatmani Varane, Shiva Karotu Nirjaya, Namah Shaktya Tatatmane. And Swamiji writes, spiritual writings mostly begin with salutations to God, generally speaking. And these salutations are offered in the first person. That is, I offer salutations to God and pray that all obstacles may be removed so that I may attain my real nature. And in Shaivism, the manner of salutation is not only different, but also unique, in that here the one who offers homage to Shiva is not other than Shiva, nor are the obstacles for the removal of which the prayer is offered other than Shiva. And even the media through which homage is offered are one with Shiva. In the above sloka, therefore Somananda substitutes the first person by third person, saying, let Shiva, who has taken the form of my individual being, offer salutations to his universal being Shiva through media, which are also Shiva, for the removal of obstacles which are indeed one with Shiva. The purpose of this salutation is too obvious to need explanation, namely to unite the individual being with the universal being, Swami Lakshmanju. So I would leave you with that thought because, again, Kosher Shaktivad embodies that very first verse of Somananda, the great ancient master, in his Shiva Drishti. And again, I congratulate Dr. Rainer, a prolific writer who not only writes from theory, but writes from direct experience and brings a practical side to all of the aspects of Shakti, Shakti worship or Shakti knowledge. So Jai Gurudev, and thank you again for this opportunity. Namaskar.
So here, with this, we come to the last segment of our today's session. We will be announcing the awards in some time, but before that, before we announce the awards, I would like to thank one more person here. So, Dimple Kaulji is here with us, present in the meeting today. So she has again been a great support, and in fact, the poster that we shared today, that was made by Miss Savi Bhattji, was her idea, and we are really fortunate to have met you. Dimple ji is always full of creative ideas, and she has always been, helping us around with the conducting of the courses or any other creative activity. So thank you very much, Dimple ji. We thank you for being so supportive. I don't know if she's still there, if she could put her camera on and just
Dimple ji?
are you there, Dimple ji?
Hi, namaste everyone. This is very unexpected and I did not expect to be asked to speak, but सबको गौरी तृतीया की हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं और शारदा दिवस की भी. It's been my absolute pleasure and absolute delight to be associated with the wonderful team of Core Sharada. And I have learned in the process, and whatever I've done is just as a service to Ma Sharada. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dimple ji. It was a last minute thing, but you're always the support. So let us start with the award announcements.
Yes, thank you, Nidhi ji. Will you share the screen?
Yes. So here is the winners of our competition that was held in the last week. So we received few paintings and few Sharda texts. And now I present and I hand it over to Nirupama ji to take it over.
Thank you, Veronica ji. I'm very overwhelmed to share with you all. We had started this competition few days back for the small kids aging from 3 years to 7 years, and they had to write the national anthem in Sharda Lipi. And another one was that, which was in the occasion of 75th Republic Day, and then another one was for little bit bigger kids from 8 to 15, where they had to write the article or poems in Sharda Lipi. So there's an award which had been decided for the kids for first position, second position, and third position. So let me go through. We have the first prize, which goes to Sanatan Thusu for his writing competition. We congratulate Sanatan Thusu for his poem written in Sharda language. Very well done. It's such a wonderful thing to see Sanatan Thusu writing this. Now we have and second prize for Nagendra TM for again his writing in Sharda. Such a beautiful writing. And written really beautifully. We really feel proud to see all these kids writing so well. Congratulations, Nagendra. Then we have third prize for Shajal Jain. She has made a painting which is really beautiful, which is depicts the map of India together with most of the freedom fighters who have fought for the independence of India. And there's a write-up in Sharda Lipi below that. This is really wonderful. Congratulations, Sajal, for winning the third prize. Congratulations to all the kids who actually contributed and sent in their um, paintings and poems. Congratulations. Last but not the least, this is just the beginning, I would say, and we would like to conclude this program by wishing everyone happy Gauri Tritiya, and I would like to say the Shanti Mantra. With that, we will conclude today's session. I would like to thank everyone for all their contribution and taking out time to attend the session. Om Dhyo Shanti Hi Antariksh Shanti Hi Prithvi Shantirapa Shanti Hi Aushadhyah Shanti Hi Vanaspatayah Shantirvishve Deva Shantir Brahma Shantir Sarva Shantihi Shantirev Shantihi Sama Shantiredi Om Shantihi 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 Sarvarishta Sushantir Bhavatu. Namaskar. Namaskar to everyone.
Namaskar. Thank you so much.